Welcome, and thank you for joining the Live in Divine Harmony podcast. I'm Carmen, your divine synergist of Heart's Joy. I'm an awakened person of purpose. I have a passion for life. I'm a speaker, author, podcast host, and a numerologist. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss another episode. Let's dive in.
All right, it is time for your December numerology and energy update. Grab those pen and journals and be ready to take notes. We're going to talk about, yes, the planetary alignments, what to expect during the month of December, and as always, the numerology energy as well. So, thank you for tuning in. Little recap about November. I called November a wake up call month. A lot of us received a wake up call, and I invite you to go back. And if you journal on the regular basis, go back into your journals. And that's one reason why I like to journal, is to go back and read what it was that you were working through at that particular time, because I guarantee you are now going to see it with a different set of lenses, with different eyes, a different vantage point. And I invite you to do that as we come upon the very last few days here of 2023. And frankly, during the month of December, we're really preparing for 2024 is what we're doing. And I'm calling December check-in time. So when you look at the numerology, December is a 1 energy month and a 3 energy month. And of course, we're in a 7 energy year as well. And typically towards the end of every month, we are shifting, the energies month to month, as well as then the very end of the year, we're shifting energies into the new year. And for those of you who have done personal private numerology sessions with me, you also are aware that 52 days before your birthday is when the energy starts to shift, right? From one personal year to the next. So always keep that in mind. If things start to feel wonky, maybe feel off track and you aren't sure why. And that is part of what I see happening in December. So it's a check-in time for you to ask, where is my frequency? Where are my thoughts? What am I focused on? Am I focused on outwards, on serving, on giving? Of course, you always have to have that equal give and take. And a good giver is also a good receiver. And just start to notice where your energy frequency is during this month. Now, you will experience some hiccups, some twists and turns. When I tuned into the energy, I saw forks in the road. It was almost like Alice in Wonderland of, okay, well, if I go down this way and I have no idea what the end of that road, that fork of the road looks like, or if I go this other way, which one will I choose? And there is no wrong answer, because there's going to be lessons along the way, no matter which way you go. Now, another question to ask yourself is, how will you manage your emotions during December? Because you've been through it, and everyone has been going through it, including myself. And it's, how are you managing your expectations? How are you showing up every single day? Where is your frequency? I'm constantly asking myself that. I know when I'm shut down. I know when I'm open. And having that awareness then allows you to shift easier back and forth. Things have been really heavy, and we're all feeling tired. And it's that feeling of, oh man, I am just so freaking ready to move forward, right? I'm just so ready for a new year, for something to be different. And I feel like it's almost like we feel like we're stuck in the mud. It's mucky, it's murky. It's hard to maneuver through. And there's a reason for that. And there's a reason why that you feel that way. And so always honor your feelings and how you feel. And then you get to choose to shift because things are going to get difficult as we go along these next couple of years. I had somebody ask me the other day, Carmen, please tell me it gets easier. Not from what I'm hearing from other people. No. From the people who I follow, they're saying, yeah, it is going to get difficult for sure when they look at the astrology piece. And so I see that because simultaneously we're still co-creating that newness. And it's that we had that separation that started at the end of, I think it was September, either August or September. I think it was the end of September. And it's like I literally watched the separation happen of groups of people, places, things, situations. And it was like the higher frequency individuals were going along a whole new tract, and they had to let go of those other individuals or groups or jobs, whatever that's going to look like for you. It could even be family as well, that simply are not ready to go where they are going. And that can be hard. As humans, that can be hard. And so I want you to recognize that. Sometimes it is difficult to let go, to release, because it's the unknown. And we all have unknowns. You know, we're all experiencing change. And that's why I've mentioned over the past 2 years, I think it's been so far, what is your spiritual practice? How are you how are you creating that relationship with God, with the universe, with Jesus? How are you tapped in? And it's okay that some days you're just angry and you need to let it go and get right back to it then, right? Feel your feelings, set a limit on it, and then get back into that higher frequency so that you don't continue to create more of what you don't want. So, with the December being a 3 energy month, again, how are you expressing yourself? Are you going to project onto others? Are you focused only on yourself? Are you worried about the future? Or are you going to go with the flow and trust in the universe? I never say trust the process because it's trusting yourself, it's trusting God, and really believing and knowing that everything is going to be of your highest good because we are not separated from God. We are not separated from Jesus. There is no separation. There's no separation from the universe. And so, truly, everything that is happening, as much as it doesn't feel like it's for your highest good, it is. It's all working in your favor. There is one affirmation, if you will, or mantra that I had picked up from Leanna Shanti. And it is, Jesus, show me what's on my highest path, or show me my highest path. And ever since I used that particular verbiage, because I was using different verbiage, that is a complete game changer. And it's allowing yourself to step out of ego, thinking that, oh, well, I know what's best when we don't. And truly listening to our intuition. And even though there's a lot of unknowns and we're, maybe feeling frustrated at that moment, to lean into that intuition and leaning into that higher path energy. So in December, you truly have the opportunity to start anew before 2024 arrives. And I will do 2 different podcasts at the beginning of January. One will be the January numerology and energy update, and then I'll do one full one for 2024 and the energies. It's an 8 energy year. I'm very excited for what it holds, even though it's going to be a difficult year. I feel like sometimes we don't want to experience those difficulties. And there is a lot of beauty when we do experience them as well. As a reminder, we're still experiencing the impacts of our decisions or lack thereof from eclipse season as well. So the eclipse season happened in October, and those energies are still with us for at least 6 months. So always keep that in mind too. So let's go over some of the planetary alignment dates. We have a few planets gone direct that have been retrograde, and I love it because it's all happening here right at the end of the year. And then we're going to talk about the new moon and full moon as well. So the first date is Neptune stations direct in Pisces on December 6th. This is going to be a time when you get to tap back into your dreams. What are your visions? What are your goals? Have you forgotten them? Have you forgotten about your passions? Because the enemy is great about detouring us and taking us off the path, especially as you have this higher calling. Then, there's a lot of distractions that will come in and try to take you out. And so, this is going to be a great time for you to tap back into those. Um, these passions that you have, these dreams that you have, they're going to show you what truly is possible. There's a great quote, I'm not sure who said it, of what you want wants you. There's a reason why you want it. And a lot of times it's because it goes back to your why and your purpose. You are the one that has the gift to bring that particular dream to life. So this is going to be a great time. And I love how it's at the beginning of December where start to get back out that vision board. How much have you already experienced? Are you going to create a new vision board for 2024? What does that look like? Now, the new moon in Sagittarius is going to be on December 12th. And this is a great time to ask yourself, and this question came from Spirit Daughter, was what if it all worked out? Because we so often focus on the negative, and what if it really all worked out? And notice how your energy frequency shifts when you start to focus on that, when you ask yourself that question. So that coupled with tapping back into your dreams and your passions, man, what an amazing way to start December. And I'm going to ask you to truly focus on setting intentions for 2024 during this new moon. I personally am going to wait to take myself through that process. It's a process that I take everybody through in the Creating a Life You Love masterclass. I'm going to wait until January, and you can wait until January too. So you always have at least one new moon a month where you can really truly tap into those energies. And if you're interested during the masterclass, I walk you through how to come up with 5 to 6 ways of how you want to feel, because how you feel is how you show up. You're going to create one intention for every life area. And then on your own, you'll create goals of how you're going to get there. And I like to focus in pockets of either 3s or 6. So either 3 months at a time or 6 months at a time. And it comes with 30 days of the journal as well. And the beauty with the masterclass is once you're in, you're in. It's only turned $97 a month. And you get to take it and retake it as often as you'd like. And I will give reminders in there monthly. Hey, don't forget to do your monthly check-in. How can I help you? And I love to hear what you are choosing to create every single month. So if you would like information about that, you can go to the link in the podcast or somewhere in the bio, and it'll be there. So winter solstice, or at least depending on where you are, which hemisphere you're in, where I am, the winter solstice will be on December 21st, late that day. It's really in the evening. And this is a day that is going to help us. Not only is it, hey, we have a new season, the energy is going to shift as well. And it allows us to release the limits and distractions of what's really stopping you from moving forward. I know that a lot of times people like to gather in small pockets of groups. I highly encourage doing that. You can always do this on your own as well, whatever that's going to look like for you. I feel like this is a great time to, again, go inward and ask about what does this new beginning look like for you. The days are getting shorter here in the Northern Hemisphere, and we are it's causing us to go inside, to stay inside, to warm up. and really truly look within. Now, the full moon in Cancer on December 26th, this is going to be your last release of 2023, where you get to let go of anything and everything that you don't want to take with you into 2024. Um, this is definitely a time to take care of yourself first. Mind, body, spirit. What is that going to look like for you? What do you need to fully release and let go of? And closer till time, because I love release ceremonies, I will definitely be doing one in the Creating a Life You Love community, walking you through that release ceremony to truly just let her go. And I'm really careful about the words that I use during these ceremonies, rituals, something I talked about in one of the last podcasts, because your words are powerful and it's really truly what you are wanting to create in your life. So, this is going to work in tandem with the next couple of dates. Chiron goes direct on December 27th, and then Jupiter goes direct in Taurus on December 30th. And those two together, again, you've been through a lot of deep healing. And now it's time to take what you've learned and apply it. You've learned the lessons. It's time to apply it, integrate it into your life just in time for 2024 and truly expand into that person that you've always wanted to be. It makes me think of, you've probably heard people say, well, what kind of parent did you need growing up? And we get to choose now how we parent ourselves and how we show up as adults. We get that choice now. It's one way that you take your power back. And so, I'm constantly asking myself, okay, if this is this dream, goal, vision is what I really want to experience, then how would a different version of Carmen show up? What would she wear? What would she eat? What gets to shift and change in order to have that vision come true? So this is going to be a great time, once again, for you to focus on that. Yes, the holidays feel like they get in the way, and you get to choose. Is it going to be a distraction, or are you also going to say, yeah, I'm going to have what we call the and conversation and take some time either early in the morning or in the evening before bed for myself on these dates to truly work with and harness the energies. Now, the one that I saved for last, because I feel like it impacts people, or we maybe feel like it impacts us more than the others, is Mercury. Mercury, we're currently in pre-shadow to Mercury retrograde. Pre-shadow started November 25th. And it goes retrograde in Capricorn on December 13th, and then it's going to station direct January 1st. What a way to freaking bring in 2024. And so this is truly a hard reset that a lot of us need. And are you starting to notice the themes, not only at the end of the year, but throughout December? It's truly a culmination of all of 2023 beautifully leading you into 2024. And so Mercury retrograde is gonna feel a little harsh here at the beginning, and then it's gonna ease up. And your halfway point will be December 24th, which is action time. So you're going to start to uncover whatever it is you need to know and learn starting December 13th. And then after the 24th, you're going to be taking action on that through the end of the year, really through January 1st. And then there's typically a couple of weeks after that for the post shadow period. Now, if you would like to learn how to truly work with these energies for Mercury retrograde, there's a book that you can purchase, and I have an affiliate link in my snip feed link in bio, and it's called Mercury Retrograde, and it's co-authored by Yasmin Boland. When you use that book, make sure that you look at your rising sign or your ascendant sign. And then there is a group of questions that I journal on during the pre-shadow period, and you can still do this because we're still in the pre-shadow period. And all of those questions are in the Creating a Life You Love community. And I got those questions from Elizabeth Peru, who I've been following for quite some time, really at the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And these two resources together will blow your mind as far as how to really harness and work with these energies. And it's on target 100% every Mercury retrograde. I love it. And so Mercury goes retrograde at least 3 times a year, sometimes four. And it really gets a bad rap. Two reasons why. One, because of how often it goes retrograde. And then two, because of what it impacts, which is typically travel, electronics, and communication. And I like retrogrades. It's sometimes it's a love-hate relationship. Overall, I like retrogrades because it is a reset. It is a time to review. How often do you get to hit rewind in life? You don't. Um, I recently, did what I could to go back and apologize to somebody. And that in a way is hitting the rewind button. And it's not often that we do that. We humans do things like that. So I'm excited for what this Mercury retrograde is going to bring in as well. I love how it all coincides with the rest of the energies for December. I'm very excited for 2024 and what it brings. And a quick reminder before I hop off. Make sure you're looking at the Schumann resonance. And if you aren't sure how to read the charts, aren't sure what it is, I did a whole podcast on that several weeks ago. I looked at it today. I think it was 85 or 86 amplitude. And I was just floored. And it had been that way since the morning. And I'm recording this on December 3rd. And so, again, it helps you understand part of what you're feeling and why you're feeling it. And I just highly encourage you to start to notice those energies, having any awareness. Having any awareness is what's going to help you be able to start to make shifts, powerful, powerful shifts in your life. And as always, feel free to join us in the Creating a Life You Love community, because in there, I'm happy to answer your questions and really support you during this time. That's what that online community is for. It's free. There are people in there from around the world, not just here from the United States. So I look forward to checking in with you there soon. And I'd love to hear from you in there. Let me know, how can I support you? And, you know, just I appreciate you for showing up, for sharing this podcast, for sharing your favorite episodes and getting the word out, because it literally takes a village, especially during this time, as we're each showing up for ourselves and for each other. Sending you much love. I'll see you soon.